Well, you asked for it. So what's this all about, right? Well, it's socialism. For socialism has the ultimate goal of instilling communism. Communism is a concept which is actually a bait and switch. It's unethical for it disregards the equal legal standing of everyone. For if you don't have equal legal standing in regards to judgment, then you can't pass judgment and you have no jurisdiction to do so. So, therefore, communism, which disregards equality, is unethical and does not have a legal standing in regards to admiralty law. Now, the monster itself, the first representation, the body of the beast, that's communism. And each head is, in fact, a nation which adopts communism in some socialist form and passes it off as whatever they want to say it is, be it religious, be it political, all in an effort to gain control over others for some sort of gain. It is therefore unethical for I am not your slave and you are not my slave. A slave has lesser right and is therefore considered a slave. Now, when slaves don't exist in reality because we are all equal, this whole concept falls apart. And so does communist and social practices. So, Revelation chapter 13 speaks of this beast with all its heads and the fatal wound on one, for we have all already discovered the shortfallings of communism in regards to history and the changes that took place. And lo and behold, communism is still a thing. It's still a problem. Why is that? The second beast is a microverse adaptation in consideration of the heads of the beast. So, in a micro adaptation versus a macro adaptation, this is a closer look at what happens on a national in a national sense in regards to a country adopting communism, in which the individual is actually a false prophet, for this is actually a bait and switch scam, in which they're making you believe in one thing when it's actually something else, and the outcome of their success would be communism, in which you would be a slave even if they don't admit to it. So now you know what they were talking about. How did they know this? Gee, I'm not too sure, but apparently scientists have figured out that light, certain parts of light emission, in consideration of an electromagnetic field in which energy in movement generates an electromagnetic field from which every frequency emits light, heat, and vibration. So different frequencies emit different lights even though you don't see it. And everything that exists is made out of energy. And energy is in fact different forms of matter. So even your electron haze is technically a form of matter because it's energy. And energy in motion is matter. If it exists, it's made out of something. If it's made out of something, it has matter. It all makes sense if you think about it. And they've found that certain parts of this frequency, this light, so to say, can literally travel back in time. Which means that the impressions that we create now, that life imprints now because it is, can literally move back in time and imprint upon the fabric of existence within its first formation. And that imprint eventually becomes a reality for an environment where energies are trying to equalize, and you have an imprint. In that equalization, the imprint becomes more prominent. That's the basis of imprintation in a physical and electromechanical sense, quite literally, because the information imprinted upon the past sent from the future might be its own result. So when you're trying to understand the future and you're in the past and have no concept of the future, and you're trying to explain this beast, this infection that emerges within society, a pitfall of society, a concept in which one man believes they have right over another in disregard of equal legal standing, which is a requirement for the law in order to pass judgment. A non-biased standing, a third party. And if you're not able to be that third party, non-biased, in view of equal legal standing of all, then you don't have ethical legal right or jurisdiction. You're a slaver. You're trying to make slaves, even if you don't admit it. Socialism leads to communism. When socialism is successful, you have communism. This is a description of communism and the reemergence of communism in our time, which is considered the end times. And it's considered the end times because this is the time when humanity realizes that in order to continue, it has to advance as one, whether it likes it or not. Into that great wide open of space, the only way we will be able to prosper is to do it as a human race. For we all have to work together to do it. And ultimately, in doing so, we all have equal legal standing to do so in regards to Admiralty law once again. So not only do we all have equal right to do so, we are the only way we can hope to accomplish it is to do so. And in doing so, we realize ethical standing and equal legal standing of all, and communism eventually falls and is viewed for what it is in regards to modern terminology, in which it is a bait and switch criminal act, criminals passing something off for what it isn't, while being in positions they're not supposed to be in, that they obtained unethically, and it's known fact because it's reoccurred in history and it can be proven scientifically in regards to pattern recognition. Quite literally, science can prove that unethical standing is immoral and incompetent due to efficiency ratings. Just like your car doesn't run right when things within the car don't operate like they do. Well, humanity doesn't run right when components within it adopt social communist practices and disregard equal legal standing and right, which is the very basis of the legal system, giving them authority to pass judgment. And it becomes such a known fact that it supposedly doesn't become a problem again. Or at least for a very long time. Until humanity, with its mighty power of forgetfulness, forgets all about it once again, just like it did. The end.